Hello, hello everyone. Welcome um, to my first live stream. Today, I'm going to talk to you about some art and some things that I'm going to do in reference to my process in preparation to actually doing a piece. And I'm going to take a look at some of the things that we're going to take a look at some of the things that I do as I started drawing, and we're going to work specifically today with proportions. So let me add this other camera here. This is my desk cam. Um, and yes, so just going back, please let me know if you can hear an echo. I think I can hear an echo. But is there an echo? I do have an echo. Crap. Just give me a second. Thank you. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Is there an echo now? Hello. No echo. Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much, Richard. One second. Let me. Thank you very much, Richard, for helping me out. No echo now. Okay. All right. Excellent. But yes. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to take a look at proportions and how I approach working with proportions. And I'm sorry about the delay. This is my first time doing this, but yes. So here, and we have do this right here. Here we have this drawing. I did this years ago, and I have never posted this at all. And I put this in the thumbnail so you can see what I guess what not to do in regards to drawing proportions. And back then, I'm assuming this is from 2019. I'm not sure. There's no date on here. I'm assuming this is from 2019. And when I drew this just off what came to my mind. I drew the head, and I started drawing the body as I thought would look good, and then I got pretty much a good amount of it done. No rendering; it's just the line work, and I posted this on a website. It's called penciljack.com, and I always talk about PencilJack. I think really good. Is in my case, it's helped me out a lot. And I posted this art, and I asked them, to give me feedback. Yeah, always a delay. Yeah. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you very much. And yeah, and I posted this asking them to give me feedback on the art and what they think, what they thought about it. And I posted. I was really happy with what I was really happy with the piece. I thought it was looking great, and I thought they were going to come, like the people in that web page were going to come back and tell me, no, it looks great, good job, continue working at it, get praised. But the first thing and the biggest complaint that I got about this was the proportions. Like the proportions were all wrong. He looked like I guess like short, stubby. I don't know if stubby would be the word to use in that case. And I needed to check my proportions. And then I have heard about it before, but I didn't know what it really was and how to apply it and how to work with it. And so I was recommended to take a look into that. And they gave me this pic as a reference, which I still use to this day. I'm going to try to share this with you. Just give me a second. Bring this up. It's also in the thumbnail. It's a piece that it's also in the thumbnail. Let me give me a second to share this with you guys. Yeah, this is the piece. And this was done by Buscema, by John Buscema, and he did this to help our artists. And you can see here, for example, let me make sure I share this right. I don't know if you can see it clearly. Yeah, here it is. And so yeah, here this is what this is the image that they gave me, and they told me that that a drawing has to the proportions on the figure has to have 8 heads, and I had no idea what that meant. And yeah, and as long as you follow something similar to this, you'll be able to do much better drawings in terms of anatomy. And I use this and I try to apply it and I try to understand it. And today I'm going to show you what I understood from that. And just also I want to say that I am by no means a master at this. I'm still working on this a lot, but I want to touch on this because I think that giving you an idea about what this could be could also help any artists out there, any aspiring artists out there to improve with their art. So so that's why I'm talking about this topic today. And yeah, I'm doing this as a live stream because if there's any comments, questions that you'd like to share, please please go ahead and leave any comments, any questions about this, and then yeah, I'll tackle it. And so according to that the image that we saw with Reed Richards, this means that a hero has to have 8 heads. That should be the measurement that the hero should have. And so let's see. And everything depends on the head. So if you draw a head, you have to measure it out. And this means that when you're drawing your figure, that that figure should be 8 heads, no, 8 heads length all the way from the top of the head to the bottom of his foot. So so there's certain markers. No, there's certain markers as you can see in the image. For example, there should be 4 heads from the top here to the bottom of his to the bottom part of his pelvis where his crotch would be. So you have to measure that out. If you like, you can take a ruler to it. So here, for example, I have what is that? I have about 3 and a little bit more. So I take a ruler to that. This would be 1 head. This would be 2 heads. This would be 3 heads. Yeah. So that would be about right, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. I always got to double check this stuff to make sure I'm not doing anything incorrectly. So I have, I'm sorry, I have the image here with me. So you can check the 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the time you get to the 4th here, right here at the crotch, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is about the area where the crotch should be. So that is what you should aim for in terms of yeah, this is really good. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your kind words. But even people was having to work at getting it. That's correct. Yeah, even the old masters had issues with proportions. Yeah. Proportions is a never-ending struggle, a never-ending. It's never-ending because you never stop learning from doing art, and so yeah, so that's what I'm trying to give you some pointers, and then also give me some more practice as I do some more of this art. So yeah, so that's what I always recommend, and so yeah, so you start sketching out the character, put the shoulder about here, and also the arms and the legs also have proportions that go together with the size of the head, and you can also measure that out. Buscema did a really good job with this. So if we take a look at this image here, we can see that there's 1, 2, 3 heads. 3 heads from the shoulder all the way to the wrist. So again, you have to sketch that out. And the idea that you have is that your hand should be somewhere near the crotch. So you can be able to do that Michael Jackson thing and just you know. So we're drawing this, draw this out, and then it should be about right, but I have to measure this out. Let me see. I got 3 and some change here, so I'll put 24, 3 and some change, 3 and some change, 3 and some change should put me about here. So that should be the length. So I see that I need to draw a little bit longer, and yes. Now, this mark that I left here, it's a guide. Not everybody is built the same. Some people are correctly proportionate. Some people are not. So the same thing goes for heroes. Some heroes could be, exactly fill out these measurements. Some people can't. So I mean, if you give or take a little bit, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right. And yeah, so as long as you do this, you should be able to have much better. You should be able to have much better proportionate figures. Now, because what you don't want to do is this. This is not what you want to do. If you take a look at this and you try to measure this out, this is horrible, horrible, horrible. And so, for example, here I have 19, and then I have 15. So I have this much space here, which is about 4. I'm assuming this is 4 inches. No, so that's what I have here. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in with this camera, but that's what I have. So according to the image that I gave you with Buscema, it should be 4 inches all the way down. I'm sorry, 4 all the way down, which we'll see that it's not. 4 would be 16. 4 would be 12. 4 would be 8. Yeah. And so this here, actually the torso area is pretty good. The problem is with the extremities, the legs and the arms. So if you're measuring it from here, you should have 4 again. Let's take a look at how many is for the legs. All right, we're taking a look at the legs. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 heads between the crotch to the ankle, right below the ankle. So there should be 4, which I can already tell you that that's not going to be the case. Huh? So you have 20, 16, 16 minus 4 is 12. So we'll take us around here. And then from 12 minus 4, 8. 8 will take us around here. And then 8, 4, about here. No, so this is actually a half a leg, or about 3/4 of a leg. We still have this. I'm sorry, Rebecca. You still have this much leg to draw. So this is completely incorrect. What I did was completely incorrect. So, and the same thing for the hand. You can see the hand here barely gets to the level of the crotch, and then if I take a look at the top of the shoulder, there should be 3 heads here. 24 is 16, 16 minus 4 is 12, 12 minus 4 is 8. So from the top of this shoulder to where the wrist should be, this should be the length of the arm. And you can see that the arm is much shorter than what it should be. Do you have a public PO box and email address and contact? Have a couple of art books. How I did? I don't. Richard. I'm sorry. I saw your comment. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I don't. But yeah, if you have any art books, you can send me recommendations on Twitter. And send me links. I look at art books all the time. So if you have anything that you'd recommend, yeah, I'd love to take a look at that. And now proportions change if you're drawing fantasy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in this case, for this video, I'm talking specifically about humans and the male form. There's also another image from Buscema for women, and I apply that also. But the idea is the same. The idea is the same that in this case that the proportions of the figure is going to be dependent on the head of the character. Oh, that sucks. Richard, I'm also on Instagram, I don't know how I could send you how you could send me an email. I can give you my email address also if you like. I mean, because you could send me, for example, the name of the book and the author, and I could take a look at it, and I can hopefully find a digital copy of it and read it. But yeah, how can we do that? How can we do that? Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. If you can catch me on one of those social media sites, then yeah, I'll definitely love to hear what those are, and yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it. Yeah, and I appreciate the recommendation. So yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, so this is basically what the approach is for the male figure, the male form, and but yeah, but the principle is the same. That everything is dependent on. I have one. Get a throw with you. Yeah, I have one. Let me see if I can send it to you. Any other platforms? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, I'll give you an email in the chat just a moment when I finish with this, and then yeah, just hit me up and then let me know what you like, what art books you recommend. Um, there's a lot of good ones out there, but yes. So the size and the proportions of a human form is going to depend on the size of the head. So of course you can regulate this, you can modify this by just changing the size of the head, in my opinion. So if, for example, if this seems to you this is too long for a leg, if all this is too long for a leg, I want it to be smaller than that, reduce the size of the head. If you don't like this either, then reduce the size of the head. The thing is that there should be a uniform look to your character, and this, for example, doesn't fit that mold. It's good as we saw, from here up, but the extremities need work, and the arms need work, and then the legs need work. So, in terms of this particular drawing, this is about the only thing that's usable. This here. Then the rest of this has to be redrawn and changed. So after I posted that, I changed it, and I did this, the second drawing. This is the second drawing that I did, similar pose, and so you can see here, for example, that the head is different. I try to keep the same length from the bottom of the chin to the crotch, and then I tried my best to keep it within this within the parameters, because the chin would be here, the top of the head would be here, not taking into consideration the hair in this case. So this is a little bit better, but as I'm still struggling. Yeah, this is 2019. You can see the page here. Sorry, I'm a one-man show. Well, thank you, Richard. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and coming to the show. And then yeah, I'll be doing these streams more often. Yeah, the idea with what I'm going to do now is just try to live stream maybe once a week, or any day that I have time. I can tell you to anybody who's watching this on the replay or Richard right now that I'm going to do a draw stream next week. I haven't been doing a lot of drawing. I finished my last drawing has been the Fall of Man pinup. You can see me work on that in other videos on YouTube, in the channel. That was the last piece that I did. I finished it about 2 weeks ago, and since then I've been just writing and getting some more ideas from my comic. And this character here is the main character for my comic. So as you can see, I've been working on this design since 2019. Just going back at it, touching, making adjustments, changing what I like, or changing what I don't like, and then keeping what I do. This is some of the scenery that you're going to see in the story. Not official yet because I have many things to change, but I was playing around with rocks at that time. This is 2019. This is 3 years ago almost. So I did this. I was surprised by the feedback I got, and my eyes were open. It's like I had no idea what proportions were, so I went back and tried to improve on that. And I did this, which I didn't like, not too much also. And then yeah, I'm sorry. After I got feedback on Pencil Jack, I went back and I did this, which is more proportionate compared to this other character. And you can see here, for example, the head, the chest, and then the legs, and the legs here were much better than the one I had done before. And if you're asking why I didn't ink this, is because this character that you see here, this character is not what I had in mind for my main character. This fits the hero, proportions and stuff, but it's not exactly what I wanted, because my character is the hero in that he's the protagonist, but he's not a hero in the sense that he's not like Hercules or Achilles or these big, like Captain America or Thor. These big people. No, he's a teenager. He's 18 years old. So 18 years old, this does not look like someone who's 18 years old to me. So that's what I did in reference to this image here. So this image was the image that opened my eyes to proportions and to the importance of proportions. And so yeah, I'm trying to share this information with you guys. And so yeah, so this is what you should aim for. Um, these are just balls to help us, these circles and spheres to help us identify the proportions. But of course, you have to start carving into this and start working with the anatomy of of the male form. And yeah, then you draw your legs. Draw your legs, and then you continue working on this as you go. And yeah, so that's something that I would recommend to work on, because I have seen a lot of also I have seen a lot of other drawings that that could be better, that could be improved on if you just take a look at this and check this before you go into the details of like drawing the costume, the details, the patches, the capes and things like that. You should really work on this first. My recommendation. So yeah, so once you have a good foundation with this, once you have a good understanding with this, your characters, in my opinion, your characters are going to be a little bit better, a whole lot better actually. Ginge, how are you doing, man? What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. And yeah, I did some work for Ginge. I did an awesome Foxman piece of art. I don't have it with me here, but it's in I have it stored away. And then yeah, you can see that art in oh, I was supposed to do a behind the yard video for that. Yeah. Yes. Doing great, happy to make this one. Yeah, thank you very much, Ginge. I really appreciate your support. Yeah, and everybody, please check out Ginge's channel. He works with Patchwork Comics. He does a lot of great work over there. They put out Spells and Superheroes a while back, and now he's working on Tropics with Pedro Ang, and he's also I think he's lettering that, and then and I know Anthony Gambino, who's also part of Patchwork. He's doing Vigilant Fury. I'm sorry, that's the name of the book. And please check him out. Check Ginge out on his YouTube channel. Please check it out. And so yes, and so this is how you work proportions. No, it has to be according to what the image is here with that's the idea here with Mr. Fantastic. So and so yeah, so after I had a good understanding of how to do that, I went back and I redesigned and I reworked my design for my main character, and just so you can see what I started with. I started with this image. I started with this image here, and thanks for the plug. Yeah, anytime, man. Yeah. I'm all about I'm all about that stuff, man. Don't worry about it, man. I'm all about sharing out all the great projects that are out there. I'm trying to dip my hand into that water also, and trying to get my project off the ground too. And yeah, no worries at all, man. Yeah, please be sure to check out Ginge and Patchwork. So this is the drawing that I started with, and then this is what I did earlier this year or last year. Let me check the date. In February of this year. And this is the new look of my superhero. Not superhero, I'm sorry, my main character. And his name is Zadok. Yes, I announced this a while back, but his name is Zadok, and he is the main character of my comic. And I made a few adjustments to his design, and I'm a lot happier with this than what I had at first. At first, did you get inspiration from anime? I'm not really big on anime. Like the only anime that I've been exposed to was Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. that the whole cartoon just completely destroyed my brain. Like watching those fight scenes, the fireballs and that kind of thing, like made a big impact in my art. Um, so Dragon Ball Z I love, but I have never read a manga. I don't I mean I'm pretty sure they're out there somewhere, but I have never read a manga, and and yeah, I have been inspired from anime and manga a little bit because I have come in contact in high school with artists that did anime, and then I like some of the things that they do with it. Like for example, the fighting. I love a lot how they do fighting in anime and manga. Um, I'm trying to do some of that for my comic. Um, but yeah, I think I'm assuming that you're saying that, Richard, because of his design here. It's not very American. Um, but yeah, I mean, I mean that's it was like the best way that I could capture a somewhat 18-year-old look. Because I want you to take a look at him and see that he's a kid and not like a Captain America, for example. No, Captain America's different look. You know? Let me take a look, see what else. So yeah, anime does inspire me in the sense of like yeah, and some of the things that they do, they definitely. Um, is this going to be an anime comic that I'm going to do? I wouldn't say that, but I don't know. It's a fantasy comic, definitely a sci-fi fantasy with with like dragons and monsters and um, things like that. But also like science and tech. Like I guess the best thing to describe it would be to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy was also very heavily a big influence on what I did. And I'm sorry, what is that character has some Toriyama style to it, with the simplicity of the lines. That first version of the character came across very clean. That first version of the character. Which character? My character? This? This? I like Zadok. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Glad it's not just me. I like this one. I'll leave that one up there. Yes, this one. Yeah, this has no rendering at all. This is just the lines. I did this, and I thought I'm going to post this on Pencil Jack and see what they say, what comments they gave. When they gave me the comments back, I was like, oh, I'm not going to continue with this. It's just going to be a waste of my time. So I stopped doing this, and I went and I fully rendered this one. Well, this one looks crappy also because just the rendering just sucks in my opinion. And yeah, this was from back in 2019. So so yeah, and in my opinion, he doesn't look 18 at all. I don't know. This guy looks 18, but this guy doesn't look 18. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe my interpretation, maybe my creator eyes is blinding me. But yeah. So this is also So yeah, there's some similarities here. No, but this is the one that I'm going to go with, and this is what you're going to see in the comic, and and yeah, so as you can see, the reason why I'm doing this, apart from showing my comic, is to show you the difference between proportions. Here, for example, this head is very big. The torso is like this. The arms are the legs and the arms are really short, and uh, and then this other one here. No, the head is an appropriate size in my opinion. Now the torso comes down to here, which is you can measure this out, and then the legs come down to here. This one's a little bit shorter because of the perspective, because of that. And yeah, I'm much happier with this um, than my other than this other sketch here. And yeah, also another thing about my comic, this is not the final look of Zadok. This is not the final look of Zadok. This is how he starts his journey. He's going to go on a long journey. Um, but by the time the comic ends, he's going to look completely different. Um, I mean, he's going to have the same head and the same face, but this costume design elements are going to be much more different than what you see now. Now, the thing that I could probably compare this to would be a Luke in Star Wars. Like when you saw Luke in the New Hope, he had the white clothes and everything, and you could tell that he was a boy. He didn't know much anything. And then at the end of the story, at the end of Return of the Jedi, you saw that he's completely a Jedi master. He's went through different adventures. The adventures have molded him into the Jedi that he became in that movie. So that's a similar approach that I want to take with this character. So this is how we see him now, but at the end of the comic, I have a completely different design for him. He's going to get like armor and different things like that. He's going to continue using the sword. But yeah, so that's just this is the first official image that I have for him, but it's not the last one. So so that's the idea that I had with showing you Zadok, and we're talking about proportions because proportions are very, very important. And doing this can help you get a good understanding of how to draw your characters out and make sure that they fit the mold, because it's always important. It's always important to do this under drawing, to work on this first, to work on proportions before you start inking and finishing your art, because you may not see it, because you're so closely invested to the art. You may not see it, and you think that your drawing looks good. To a certain degree, it could look good, but you have to double check it. And so just make sure that the size of the head is consistent all the way throughout the character, and then your characters are going to look much, much better, in my opinion. I've noticed that my art has improved, and that's something that I did to change it. I was doing something a particular way, and then once I realized that that I got these comments, suggestions. I wouldn't say complaints, maybe complaints, but once I got these comments and suggestions, I noticed I said no, that I had to make a change. I had to do things different, and yeah, this, for example, I'm much more happier with how this came out and how this looks compared to what I was doing before. And so yeah, that's just one of the reasons why I wanted to do this composition proportions show. Let's see what else I have. That version, it Akira told me I'm being ZB. Yeah. Let's see. It says I like the young version too. It's almost the anime thing where you see the character young with the new version and grown up with the original. Awesome work. And thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for everybody who showed up in the chat. And yes, I also want to announce that next week I'm going to do a draw stream, and I'm going to work on some more fan art as I'm writing the story. And the first character that I'm going to work with is someone that I sketched a while back. A while back, I jumped on the draw stream with Dirk from Dirk and Murph. They do the Ballad of the Celestials comic, and I started the sketch with Derek, and I don't know what I did with the sketch. So I'm going to draw the character again, and then and yeah, just so you have an idea of who that character is, I'll show you. This is the character. This is the character that I'm going to draw. This is artwork from the campaign of Ballad of the Celestials. This character's name, if I'm not mistaken, I hope Derek can correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, the name of this character is Shh. Like the sound, yes. So I'm going to be drawing him next week, and I'm going to show you next week exactly how I go about using proportions to make sure that I have my drawing, correct. I have another image of this character also that I'd like to share with you guys. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that. Let me share it again. Yeah, there it is. It's got a really cool design. Right up my alley also, because I like the gloves, the clothes, the cape, the belts, the boots, really cool stuff. So I'm going to start working on this next week, a fan art piece. Here's another picture of here we are. These are images that I got from the campaign. You can see this on the campaign itself. And yes. Can you see that? I think you can see that. I'm having fun with this. But yeah, Dirk is a great guy. We've had him on the show a while back. Yeah, he's awesome. He's really cool. I was testing on my camera, and I told him if I could come on the show just like impromptu without announcing it, and he welcomed me on, and it was great. Yeah, I got to sit down and talk with him for a little bit and draw. I was working on the Killer artwork at the time, and yeah, really cool stuff. Yeah, he's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Ginge and Richard for joining. Yeah, appreciate it a lot. And so yes, so I don't know what I should do next now. I thought I'd get questions. If you have any questions about anything, yeah, please let me know. Um, and also, so yeah, I'm going to be drawing this character next week. If anybody's watching this on a replay, if you're interested in joining the show, if you're interested in joining the show, I can have I think a couple of people on the stream. So please send me a DM on Twitter if you'd be interested, and yeah, so we will schedule it, and it'll be. I'm not sure yet. I'll get in touch with you, or when you get in touch with me, I'll let you know. But I think next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll do a live stream, and I'll show you how I put this into effect, and how I apply this idea of proportions to set up the figure, and then and then take it from there. So yeah, you can see it. Don't forget your email, Addy, for me. Yeah, definitely. No problem. I think I'll put it in the comments right now if you give me a second. And I don't know how. Give me 1 second, yeah, I'll figure that out. And 24/7 Fusion Media, how are you doing, man? Good to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot. And yeah, how are you doing? Thank you, man. Thank you very much for the kind words. I'm doing good. I'm just showing people how to work on proportions. And yes, we're taking also a look at the artwork that I've done for my own comic. I have. I'm going to reveal a lot more for my comic at the end of the year. I'm going to work on um, more pinups for the side characters, like for the side characters that are going to be involved in the story. There's a lot of characters to draw, so I have to draw those out. I have already another pinup that I have not shown off yet for one of the bad guys. Um, his name is Deathmonger. I've mentioned him before, and I have that pinup finished, and I'm not going to show you just yet. I'm going to do a big reveal of all of the characters, the name of the comic also at the end of the year, and yeah, so hopefully you guys can tune in and take a look at all the information. Because everything in terms of my comic, I'm going to show on this channel. I'll even work on some comic pages on this channel also, maybe live. Yeah, I think I'll do it live. And yeah, so please be sure to yeah, thank you very much, 24/7. I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. And thanks, man. Thanks, I really appreciate it. So yeah, so please be sure to tune in when that happens. I'll be sure to announce it in time. And and yeah, so yeah, just keep an eye out for that, and I'll show you all the artwork that I have. I'm going to unveil the name of the comic. I have a logo for the comic. I have and some other side characters that I'm going to draw. Hopefully, also some location drawings. So we'll see what happens with that. And let's see if I have another question here. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you very much for stopping by. I got about another 15 minutes, and so I'm going to do another example of. I guess just finish this. Huh? So let me do another piece. Yeah, what sucks is that on these small pieces of paper, you can't really do too much. But I'm gonna try if I can Let me see if I can do one from scratch. This paper, for example, is copy paper. This isn't Bristol at all, and this isn't Bristol at all. So yes, let's see what I can do proportions. Wish I could zoom in the count, but I can't zoom in just yet. So if you do the header that size, let's see. I always draw this line here for some reason, just to give you an idea of where the shoulder should go. The shoulder should be about here. I've also noticed, for example, that the shoulder, this big shoulder muscle here, in most heroes is almost the same size as the head, almost. So big shoulder, big guys, do that as a reference. Also, introduce yourself to EVS and get on a stream with him. Ethan can be very helpful concerning your artwork. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm I don't know if he'll have me on. To be honest, I don't know, because I don't know if he really helps out like smaller channels or creators. I mean, I'm just now learning, but yeah, if he ever tells me, hey, jump on the stream, yeah, I'll be more than happy to do that. A fan of his work also. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to use this Tombow mono eraser. This gives me a very small. It's very fine, so I can erase things. So I can be more accurate with my erase marks. Not like this. No, this is just in general erasing. So I use both of these when I draw. I also use this Faber-Castell mechanical pencil. So yeah, so just let's continue with this. The clavicle is not straight, comes down a bit. And yeah, also for artists out there that are trying to learn how to get into to draw anatomy and figures, unfortunately, you have to study anatomy. There's just no other way around it. You have to study anatomy. It's going to be really difficult to draw characters, draw really good characters, if you don't take time to study anatomy, because that also makes a difference. Because these shapes, they're not coming from anywhere. They connect to other muscles. All the lines have to be in a particular place. Everything's there for a reason, and see that we're kind of comes to my jam. Yeah, this is the best, and I've been using this since I was like in in 7th grade. Like back in those days, I had this kind of pencil and I used this for schoolwork and stuff, and then and I also did it when I was doodling in class, and I was in an art shop years ago when I started getting back into art again, and I found this here at a store in Peru. And I was like, yeah, let me get that. I got 2 of these, and yeah, this is great. This is actually the same one that I've been using since I started drawing again. So they're really good. Faber-Castell is a really good brand for that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The weight on it. Yeah. It's not too heavy. It's light enough. You can do, yeah. Ginge knows he gets it. That's right. So yeah, so you have to study anatomy. Anatomy is essential to drawing characters. So yes, I definitely recommend studying anatomy. Is gonna help out a lot. Yeah, once you do it for a while, then you're able to like just draw things from memory also, almost. So we have that. We have, this is where the rib cage would go. And your your abs, these other muscles. I'm just drawing this just to as an indicator, because yeah, I'm not really doing a drawing right now, just showing you how you can put into effect um, the proportions. So let's take a look at the size of this, size of the head. Let's see, from 20, it's about 2.5, 2 and some change. From here to here, it's about 2 and some change. So considering that, I see 2 and some change will be about here. Again, 2 and some change will be about here. No, wait, 2 and some change about here. 2 and some change about here. So this is about the area where I should finish. So here, for example, we see the pelvis. The pelvis does like this, like superhero undies. Does like that, and here's the bicep. It's that back muscle. And then from about here, you start drawing the forearm, and then the forearm comes down this way. And then same here. Now remember that from this arm here to the bottom, to the wrist, has to be 3 heads. So I have 2 and some change here. Let's see, 2 and some change will be here. That's 1. 2 and some change here is 2. 2 and some change is about here. It's almost perfect. Almost. So it's right there. That's 1 head, 2 heads, 3 heads. And then your hand, however you want to draw that, you can draw with the fist, or you can draw it. You can draw like an open palm. Yeah. So we have that. So I know that here's where this one should end. And then yes. And again, so this should be 3 heads from here to the wrist. Now 3 heads. Now, everything according to the size of this head here. So that's the head. And then you have your eyes. And you have your nose, and you have your mouth. Something like that. So that is pretty accurate in terms of the torso. No? That's about where it should be. So let's continue working on this. This looks a little creepy. I'm gonna erase that. So so we do that. Then we have our hand. I'll draw a ball here for the hand. And then again, from here to the ankles, there should be 4 heads. 4 heads from here to the ankle. So you can say that 2 heads from the crotch to the knee, and then 2 heads from the knee to the ankle. So I'm going to just go off the cuff here and see what I can come up with, and then we're going to measure it out, and then we're going to see if it's accurate or not to the measurements. So I'll put this ball here to indicate the kneecap, and I'll do this other shape here for the ankle. So surprisingly enough, the distance between the crotch and the knee is the same as the distance from the knee to the ankle, relatively about the same. So that's really, I was surprised when I learned that, because I had thought for the longest time that this part of the leg was much longer than this part of the leg, but I was mistaken. It's not the size of the head; it's how you use it. Okay, there's my first lame joke for the day. No, man, it got me laughing. I'm contractually obliged to make at least 5 lame jokes a day. Nice. Yeah, yeah. The more the merrier, man. Bring them on. Um, yeah, yeah, and so yeah, bring on the jokes. I have no problem, man. I've gotten a certain appreciation for dad jokes ever since I became a dad. Like now I see where because I'm trying to make jokes to get my daughter to laugh, but everything comes off lame because like, what are you talking about? But yeah, dad jokes are the best. Yeah, that would be the conclusion of the day, Richard. That's correct. Size does matter with art. I don't know, but yeah, size does matter. That is correct. And so here we have our legs. Now, this is what I draw just because just going by what I feel like. So now we have to check. That's the title of this stream. So check your proportions, and so I want to make sure that this is okay. So I take a look at the size of the head of this person's head, not take a look at the size of the head. I got two and some change. So I got that. See, two and some change about here, two and some change about here. Yeah, so it should be about here. It should be about where the kneecap should be. So I'm pretty close. I can make some adjustments to that if necessary. You still hear that from my head? Oh man, that sucks, man. um, man, sucks, Richard. Or I don't know. I don't know how do you take that. I don't know, but yeah, that's funny. Up here for a little bit because size does matter when it comes to art. So yeah, this I got two heads from the crotch to this mark here, and let's take a look see how much from where my ankles are. That's one head here, two and some change, two and some change. Let's see, two and some change about here. Yeah, two and some change about here. Now look at that. I measured it down from the crotch to the bottom of this, and this right here, this mark here is 4 heads, which means that these legs are too long. They're too long, so I have to adjust. Now, that's where this comes into play because this helps you adjust quickly and very fast, and you don't have to erase. So, for example, if I saw this and I was like, oh man, I got to make this adjustment and I got to change, I got to make this smaller, I got to put the kneecap up a little bit more. What I would do is not erase. What I would do is just draw over this. So I put the kneecap here. This is where the ankle should be. I could draw a little ball here to indicate where the ankles are going to be. So I'm looking at this kneecap, and I swing down here with the calf muscle. I swing down here with this calf muscle, and then I have my shape. Now, so I have my new shape over my old shape. So what I do now with this, I can erase the lines that I don't need. So I erase these lines, I erase these lines, erase this, I erase this. Oh, this is the excess. Look at that. I was off by that much, and that happens. As Richard pointed out earlier in the stream, even the pros. Well, not that I'm a pro, but he said that. Yeah, bring back this past comment. People with talent need to work at getting better, even though I had issues with proportion. So you can see here, for example, that I was off by a considerable amount, and so oh man, Richard. Oh man, am I am I obligated to read that? I guess so. Right? Yes. And Richard says she didn't suck. You can interpret that as you'd like to interpret that. I'm laughing because of something I heard earlier in the day. Oh man. But yeah, so here, for example, this is my initial. This is what I did. Just going off my gut instinct, how I thought it should look, and this on the right is what it should look like according to the proportions. So as you can see, it's super important to check this before you start inking and before you start putting on the costume details and such. So it's super important. Hey, what's going on, JBot Arts? What's good? I'm doing good, man. I'm just hanging out, having fun with the chat with Richard and his comments, and Ginge and his comments also making me laugh, enjoying the day, and yeah, just drawing, working, talking about proportions, and taking a look at some of my art. Um, and yeah, glad you're here, man. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It really does. Because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a void, to a wall or something. I don't know, but I'm glad I know I'm talking to somebody. I used to be a dad, but that was a long time ago. My oldest son just turned 40. Wow, that's something. That's crazy. So wait, that means I could be your son, because I'm 37. Wow, it's crazy. Well, yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you very much, Richard, for joining. Thank you for the comments, making me laugh. And yeah, that's cool. I don't know what you mean by I used to be a dad. Did something happen to your son? I hope he's okay. And I'm sorry for prying. Not my intention. Not my intention to pry. That you, Dad? Son, you saw it here, guys. There's a reunion happening. After so many years, Richard and J-Bot have finally come together. Ah, okay. Okay. I was under the impression that the dad thing doesn't mean, but yeah, good. Yeah. No worries, man. That's awesome. My regards to your son. Would that be J-Bot? No, J-Bot. No. My regards to your son. So yeah, so as you're drawing this, I see you went out for milk and never came back. Oh man, I do that joke with my wife also sometimes. Like I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get cigarettes and then just leave. It's a dad joke. Nobody gets my humor, and I just laugh to myself sometimes. I'm just joking. My wife gets it. Um, went out for milk. Yeah, or cigarettes. I don't even smoke, but cigarettes. Knowing your mother, do you blame me? Oh man, that's funny. All right, so I'm sorry. Just to wrap this up. So you see the kneecap where it should be here. So you just like as I did with the previous leg, just draw it again. And then I know that this is where the ankle should be, so I'll draw a ball here, and then I just swing. I swing and miss. No, I just swing here the calf, and then the other calf here, and then it should be about here. And then with my trusty Tombow, I erase the lines that I don't need. And I erase the lines here. And yeah. And then here you have your character that's proportionate. Check out, take a look at the size of the head. This head. Take a look at the size of this head, and then then you measure out the rest of this. Then everything is in line. So once you do this, then you can start adding details and then whatnot. And just to wrap this up, since we're doing this, is there any particular superhero, CG or otherwise, that you'd like for me to add some details to this? Just some minor details, just to add a little finishing touch. The more you put in, the more you get out of it. The rewards are. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this took time. Like as you saw, um, this artwork that I did. This is from 2019. Right now we're in 2022. 3 years. So this is what I did 2019, and this is what I did earlier this year. Um, so this proportions thing is not something that, or it could be, depending on your level of understanding and stuff. It could be something that you capture really quickly, or it could be something that you have to that's going to take time. This took time, and but but I worked at it, and yeah, and I like what I'm doing now. And I always keep this. I always keep this art. I don't throw this away, so I can take a look back and see what mistakes I made, and then what I can improve in the future. So that's always my idea, is to take a look at where I was and then appreciate where I am now. So I keep everything, these sketches and stuff like that. I keep all of this, especially for my comic, because I need all these things, for example, like just references, so I can remember what kind of things what kind of design elements I used back then and what I use now. So yeah, so this takes time, it takes practice. And so yeah, now for example, I did this just now. You can see, how I'm able to do that a little bit better than I could do that before. And She-Hulk. Oh man, this is a male, or is that the joke? Because now She-Hulk is being drawn almost like a guy, really big. Could be what Richard is referring to. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it took a while. Thank you very much, J-Bot. Yeah, it took a while to get from where I started to where I'm at now, and that reference, uh, Rich is on fire today. But yeah, with that reference that I showed you with I'll show you guys again. That reference that I showed you with Mr. Fantastic really helped out a lot. This image here, this helps out a lot. And yeah, I'm glad John Buscema did this. This helps out a lot. For example, you can see, I can't scroll up. You can see, for example, the head here. Then you have a little space for the neck. Then you have another head for the chest area, for your pecs. So here, there's where the second head would be. Then the belt, the third head, and then the crotch area, the last. So yeah, John Buscema did this for males, and he also did this for females. Let's take a look at the female. In my case, for example, I need to work a lot with females because I haven't drawn a lot of female art in a long time. And so for females, it's the same thing. Same idea. The size of the head is going to determine the proportions for the rest of the body. So let's count. We have one for her head. We have two that are about the size of the length of where the nips should be. Three right below the waist, and then four at the crotch again. So it's four heads. 1, 2, 3, 4 heads to the crotch, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 heads also to from the crotch to where the ankle's at. So that should be your proportions also for females. So it's my recommendation. You don't have to do anything that I say. I'm just recommending things. Agent Zero, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you very much for stopping by. And yeah, just not much, just hanging out, talking about proportions and how they can affect your art, and giving you some evidence of where my art used to be at before, and horrible proportions. I talk about that earlier in the video, and where my art is now, which with less horrible art. Also, you have here this is my character. Also, you can see the difference. not just in the rendering and the ink, but just taking a look at the proportions. If you study the proportions from one character to the other, you can see that there's a difference. There's a difference. And you can take a look at these legs here that I did recent, and these legs that I did way back in the day, 3 years ago. So you can see, for example, how proportions can help you make those kinds of corrections. So it's really important, really important to take a look at. And studying it is only going to help you improve with your art. So I don't think it's time lost taking a look at proportions. I think it's time very well invested if you're especially working in comics and doing comic art, and especially doing this kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I did it. Apart from She-Hulk, yeah, let's do She-Hulk. Yeah, fuck it. um, so what She-Hulk design can we do? She's got some. Let's do a Fantastic Four She-Hulk. The John Byrne She-Hulk. The only She-Hulk that exists is the John Byrne She-Hulk, in my opinion. The coolest looking one. He knew how to draw She-Hulk. Let's do something like this. Oh, this isn't John Byrne. Something like that. So yeah, so you have the gloves here, and you have this here, and then you have this here. You have the circle here, big four. And I'm just having fun with this because I know I'm not actually going to ink this later on, but yeah, you should take into consideration all these things. And so She-Hulk. Yeah, this is going. I'm going to close out in a little bit here because it's supposed to go on for just an hour, and then yeah. So then there's. I think she's got boots also. Let's put some boots on just in case, or some high heels. So there's She-Hulk. Of course, later after this, you have to go in and define these muscles. Because this is a woman, in this case, you have to do something different with the legs and the anatomy in general. Of course, you got to give her, breasts and things like that. Yes, Byrne is the best with. Yeah, he does all of his artwork with Fantastic Four, Superman, the X-Men. Oh man, great stuff. Would you mind coming on one of my streams and helping me with my rendering? Yeah. Um, my schedule limits me to only morning streams. I can do an evening stream with if I schedule this ahead of time. So yeah, I'm down to join up on the stream. And but if not, if you have time, I'm going to do a draw stream next week. If you like JBot, you can jump on then also. Or you can come on to my show, or I go on your show. No worries. But I will be drawing next week at the same time. So and when I do live streams, I'm going to be doing them at this time because this is the time that I have to do this kind of thing. So yeah, I have no problem at all coming on the show, and that'll be it. Richard, because of his power, you could draw him in. Yeah. Reed Richards is awesome because you can just mold him in any way that you like. You can stretch him out. You can make. I don't know if you can shorten stuff, but you can stretch him out. Yeah, definitely. And yes, so that is it. Let me turn the camera off here. Oh, not here. Wrong one. Bloop. Yeah, let me turn that one off. And yeah, so yeah, let me get to Richard's. I'm gonna send an email I want to get my email address out there. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. I put it in the I put it in I put it in the chat. Richard, you can see my email. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can just write to me there. If you want to write through emails, because I'm normally I normally do I'm normally more active on Twitter than I am on with emails, but I will check it. Rich, just send me an email and I'll get to you. And let's see, let's look at this last comment. AM will work for me too. Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. I'll shoot you a DM on Twitter. Thanks. No, thank you. So yeah, I'll yeah, let's get in touch, and then you let me know what day or something. We'll schedule a day, and then next week, I think around Tuesday or Wednesday will probably be the day I'm going for, and we can just get together and draw. And yeah, and then I'll give you pointers. I don't know, pointers, I guess, advice on some of the things that I do for rendering, and yeah, no, yeah, that's it. Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Richard, for sharing the art with me. Also, I'm look forward to seeing what books you have for me, and yeah, I'll take a look at anything. Um, and everything, every little bit helps. Every little bit helps, and yeah, I'm all about improving my art because for example, I draw at a certain level now, but it doesn't mean that that's the limit. I could always improve, and I'm looking to improve. So yeah, definitely. And yeah, that'll be it, guys. Thank you very much. I went over 17 minutes, and I apologize. And so yeah, so please join me for the next live stream. I will be live streaming again next week. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have to sort that out, and then I'll continue doing drawing videos. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be drawing a Ballad of the Celestials, a character called. And then after that, I want to do a Rokon piece. If Ben is out there listening to this, I want to do Rokon because I've been meaning to do that for a while. And, yeah, and I also got this in the mail today, which I'm going to do an unboxing of. This is Battle Brick Road, so by the awesome Mr. Eric Withers. So I'll do an unboxing video for that later, and then you'll see that on the channel. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe and share this out. And yeah, that'll be it. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Take care.